Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for our webinar on law of attraction and asking. I'm really excited to get started today, and so let's just go ahead and jump right on in. Apologize for the delay here. Give me a moment. And okay, so what we are going to discuss today is, of course, law of attraction and asking. So, how do you ask with the law of attraction? The role of asking, the role of the subconscious mind in asking, and the importance of focus. So, just to give you a little background on myself, I've been practicing the law of attraction for about 8 years now. And when I found out about it, when I learned about it, it changed my life. I've delved deep into it. I practice meditation daily so that I can maximize my potential in using the law of attraction. This is very essential. We're not really going to discuss that today, but we are going to talk about the subconscious mind. And when you understand the role of the subconscious mind in asking, you will get a better idea why a daily meditation practice is important in order to change your thinking about the world, and therefore you change your thinking about what you're getting, okay, in your reality. So it's a very important process. But again, we're not discussing that today, but we will in future webinars get into the purpose of meditation for the law of attraction, for maximizing it. So please sign up for my webinar, sign up for my newsletter to keep up to date on our latest events. Thank you. So we are creative beings. You have the ability to create whatever you desire to create. And the law of attraction is a principle that outlines the way in which you do it. Okay? It explains how you have been creating your life. Most people do it unconsciously, but you can do it consciously to create a better life for yourself. You know, the law of attraction is working all the time, whether you're aware of the principle or not. It is not something, most people think of the law of attraction as something it's only happening when you're consciously creating, but it's really a principle that outlines our universe and how everything is created, okay? And again, most people do it unconsciously, but you can do it consciously, make an effort day by day, making small changes so that you can start getting out of life what you truly want to get out of life. Now, in this slide is the basic overview of the law of attraction, and I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's to ask, answer, allow, and then you receive. So when you ask, 100% of the time, the universe, source, God, whatever you wish to call it, answers. Okay, this may not seem true because of how things may present itself to your reality, but that's because of a misunderstanding of who you are as a creative being. And so we don't necessarily always experience that we get 100% of it is answered. Okay, so the universe answers 100%. Your job is to allow, and based on how much you allow will be what you receive from what has been answered to you. Okay, so it's really your job here again is to allow what comes into your reality. Unfortunately, a lot of us allow things that we don't want in our reality. And again, most of it is because we don't know what we're doing. It's an unconscious thing. But you can consciously change what you want to something better. Okay? And today we're going to get in again to the asking part, because it really is important to understand. And before we get into the asking part of the law of attraction, it's important to understand that this is a matching vibrational universe. The principle of law of attraction outlines how we create our reality, but within that principle, understand that this is a matching vibrational universe, which means like attracts like, okay? Now, how we like to describe it, to simplify it for most people, is just basically using a vibrational scale. We use 0 to 100, where 100 is the highest vibrational levels, okay? So in this creative universe, you get in your life based on what you get in your life is based on vibrational frequency, a matching vibrational frequency. So if your thoughts are at a vibration of 30, again, using our scale from 0 to 100, 30 is a low number, then you will attract based on that level. So you're going to attract a level of 30, vibrations that match the level of 30. So if we think of 30, anything below 50 is generally a bad kind of what you would consider bad vibrations. And so 30, midway between 0 and 50. So if your thoughts bring you again to that level of 30, then you're going to attract into your life things that are of that same vibration. And because it's in the area which we consider not so good, your chances are you're not going to like what you're getting into, what you're attracting into your life, okay? So again, energy vibrates at different frequencies. Again, there are low frequencies, which start at 0 using our scale, and the high frequency, where 100 is the highest, and frequencies that range between the two. Low frequencies vibrate slow, and high frequencies vibrate fast. Low frequencies are associated with what we would characterize as undesired aspects. For instance, emotionally, low frequencies are associated with hatred, fear, worry, pessimism, depression, agitation, and doubt. Physically, low frequency are associated with pain and any disharmony of the physical state, such as disease. So again, in that example, if you're thinking about a number of 50 as that tipping point between the high and low, so if we're below that 50 point, if we're at that 30, we're attracting, again, things in our life, people, places, situations, environments, all kinds of aspects that are also at that lower vibrational levels, okay? So that's why you hear all the time people say, raise your vibration to health, raise your vibration to, to attract more of the higher vibrations into your life. So again, we're going to touch on the asking part, okay? Now, asking, how do you ask? You ask by your focus. Now, as you can see in the picture, we have what we call our umbrella of focus, okay? And so under that umbrella of the term focus, it means that what you're focusing on, that means your thoughts, what you hear, what you say, what you see, taste, everything that you experience is under that umbrella of focus. So what most people don't realize is they think that is really just what they see, but it's not. Is majority actually is your thoughts, okay? And even in that level, the majority of the thoughts are subconscious, which are thoughts of which you are not directly aware of what they are, okay? There is a mechanism to determine vibrationally whether your thoughts are putting you in alignment or putting you out of alignment. And we may have time to discuss that in this webinar or not, but again, sign up for my newsletter and keep up to date on our latest webinars. And you can also schedule a free appointment with me and we can discuss any of your questions. Okay, so when you're asking, you're actually asking all the time. Okay, this is something that's pretty much taken care of in the whole scheme of things. It's not really something you have to consciously do, although it is beneficial to consciously focus on things that are more positive in nature. So you're asking for more positive situations. But for the most part, if like you've been doing, if you just go through life, you are asking, whether you're aware of it or not. Okay. So from a vibrational standpoint, most of what you are asking for is from the subconscious vibrations that are sent out to the universe as asking requests. So again, because most of your asking is done subconsciously, is really asking from your subconscious, sending out vibrations that you're not necessarily aware of, but they are coming out from your subconscious mind. So what is focus? Focus is basically it's where you're placing your attention. Okay? So wherever you place your attention gets literally put into your internal vibrational cue. Now we describe it as your internal vibrational cue just to give you an idea of where your attention, where your focus, where that kind of goes in the universe. Obviously, it's more complicated than this, but to really give you a visual idea of it, we like to use the term internal vibrational cue. Okay. So your internal vibrational cue can also be termed your internal asking cue, because what you observe is basically placed in storage to be retrieved when you become a vibrational match to it. Okay. So, for instance, if what you observe, say, it's something that it feels good, it's something that makes you happy, and this happens to be at a vibrational frequency of 60. That vibration of 60 gets placed into your internal vibrational cue, okay? And, of course, the universe immediately answers, right? But then you as a whole must become a vibrational match to this 60 in order to see this in your reality, in order to experience it in your reality. Unfortunately, what happens is most people, they put, high vibrational thoughts and high vibrational experiences into their internal vibrational cue, but overall, throughout the day, their vibration is lower, let's say ranging between 20 and 40 throughout the day, so they don't become a vibrational match to the 60. They really stay in a lower level between the 20 and 40, okay? Again, there's not a one-to-one correlation like the example I just gave, but this really helps to simplify the whole mechanism of the asking part of the equation. Okay. So if you divide your mind up into parts, you have the conscious, the subconscious, and the collective consciousness. On that picture, you don't see the collective consciousness, but if we had to put it in the picture, it actually would be below where the subconscious mind is. We do talk about the collective consciousness, but we don't focus on it because at any point you can raise your vibrational level above the collective consciousness. We'll get into that later on in the webinar, but we like to simplify it by focusing on the conscious and the subconscious role, the subconscious mind. So as you can see, the subconscious mind is the majority of the equation. The majority of your thoughts are coming from the subconscious, okay? It's really a profound awakening when you realize this. You're like, wow, most of my thoughts I'm not even aware of most of the time. But again, there's a way that you can become aware of the vibrational frequencies of it, and that's through feelings, okay? And that requires training, but it is an easy concept to get. And again, we're not really going to get into details in it here, but put that as something to follow up on, feelings, and how important that is in understanding what's going on in your subconscious mind. Okay? Again, subconscious thoughts are not something you're consciously thinking about. It's below the surface, as we have depicted in that picture where you can see the mind superimposed on the iceberg. You know, when you think about an iceberg, you're only seeing the tip of it above the water, but the majority of that iceberg is below the surface. And this is kind of what we're depicting here in this image, that most of your thoughts are below the surface. Now, how does your subconscious mind work? Well, to keep it simple, let's just say the subconscious mind constantly sends out subconscious thoughts based on your previous experiences. This is because your subconscious mind is the storage unit of all your previous life experiences, your beliefs, your memories, your skills, all situations you've been through, and all images you've seen. Okay? If you have more dominant experiences in certain areas of your life, then the subconscious mind has more energy in that area. Therefore, it sends out more subconscious thoughts related to that area. For instance, if you have experienced repeated incidents related to fear, then you will have more subconscious thoughts of fear literally emanating from your subconscious mind. These subconscious thoughts emanating from you will be at a certain frequency, whatever that frequency is. It could be 10 level. This vibrational frequency goes into your internal vibrational queue. It goes into your internal vibrational queue because your subconscious thoughts are focused on it, not your conscious thoughts. Again, majority of what you're asking for is coming from your subconscious mind. So again, if in your past, childhood, there was violence, abuse, all this, which caused you to develop this fear, you have an intense amount of lower vibrational frequencies that are the level of fear in your internal vibrational queue. Okay. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Happy to answer them. We may have to wait until the end of the webinar, but I will get to you. Okay, so again, if you have more dominant experiences in certain areas of your life, then the subconscious mind has more energy in that area. Therefore, it sends out more subconscious thoughts related to that area. Okay. Excuse me. So, it is again the autopilot asking of a situation, okay? You can almost think of your subconscious mind and your internal vibrational cue as the same thing. This is because it plays a major role in setting your internal vibrational cue. So if you think about the subconscious mind and the fact that it is like 95% of the thoughts that you're having are coming from your subconscious mind, and that's being sent into your internal vibrational cue. In essence, a lot of your asking cue is that of your subconscious mind. Okay, so to make it simple, and so things don't get so muddled, it may be easier to think about your life in sections or areas. For instance, you have subconscious thoughts about relationships, employment, spirituality, who you are as a person, your life, money, your physical abilities, health, your emotional state, etc. Your subconscious thoughts, as they relate to relationships, may be vibrationally lower than your subconscious thoughts related to your physical ability. So this kind of helps you kind of frame your subconscious thoughts when you break them up into sections. So let's say that you grew up in an environment where there was a lot of verbal conflict between your parents. However, at school, you experienced a lot of positive feedback when it came to how well you played sports. As a result, your subconscious thoughts related to relationships will be at a lower vibration than your thoughts on your physical abilities. Again, please keep in mind it's more complex than this. It just helps to create a mental picture. So you can have vibrational thoughts about, say, your relationships that are a level at 20. But when it concerns your physical levels, you're really more positive about it, so it can be at a level of 55, okay? Now we're going to delve into asking by collective thoughts. As creative beings on the planet, everyone, even creators in the womb, are subjected to collective consciousness thoughts or belief systems. The collective consciousness thoughts are the collective thoughts of a group or of beings. These collective consciousness thoughts consist of many levels, the collective creative force of the planet, all the way down to the collective thoughts of your immediate surroundings. For instance, there are collective consciousness thoughts of this planet, your country, your ethnicity, of your family, etc. If a thought is from collective consciousness, it means that even though you have not personally experienced the situations, you have preconceived thoughts about it based on people's experience. For instance, seeing a rat causes many people to experience fear or experience what you call dirty. This is due to the historical implications of rats on your planet. They have been the bearer of diseases, and as a result, even if you have never experienced getting a disease by this creature, you basically download the collective view of this animal and become fearful. Now, the fear of the rat affects many people, but others it does not. This is because as creative beings, you have the ability to raise your consciousness above the level of collective consciousness thoughts. This is one reason why we do not spend much time on this factor. Our responsibility is to help you to raise your vibrational level and understanding. When you do this, collective consciousness becomes less of a controlling factor. As far as asking from collective thoughts, if you do not raise your level of consciousness above any particular belief in the collective consciousness, you are literally asking from that vibrational level. Okay? So basically, the degree to which collective consciousness affects you depends on the degree to which you awaken your consciousness. So we really encourage you to awaken your consciousness so that the levels, whatever level you're at collectively doesn't really have an effect on you. So for instance, in society, we have collective beliefs about health and aging. Okay, as you raise your vibrational level and understand your role in health, you can raise your vibrational level beyond collective conscious belief about how you're supposed to age at any different, age, when you turn 40 or 45 or 50 and how things are supposed to be. You can go beyond that because you become an awakened consciousness, okay? Feelings and emotions. You can think of feelings and emotions as vibrational boosters, okay? This means that how you react and how you feel about what you are focusing on intensifies the request. As a result, if you really, really, really want something, that intensifies the vibration sent to your internal vibrational cue. For instance, if you really, really, really want health, that intensifies the request and adds more vibrational energy to the request. It does not change the vibrational level, but the intensity of that vibrational level is changed. So this means that if health is at the level of 100, using our scale from 0 to 100, then there could be, let's say, 30 times more energy in your vibrational cue related to health based on your feelings about it, okay? This translates to more energy built up in your internal vibrational cue concerning health. More intense desires tend to manifest quicker than those that do not have as much intensity. This is, of course, assuming that you are allowing fully and completely. Okay? Now, just to make sure we understand, feelings and emotions are going to be a result of what you think about something. So in a way, you ask by feelings, but it is always in conjunction with your thoughts. So it's under that umbrella of focus. Your feelings are under that umbrella, okay? And again, it adds more intensity to your asking request. So keep that in mind whether you really, really, really want something or you really, really, really don't want something. that, if you really, really, really don't want it and you have these strong emotions and feelings towards it, you're putting a lot of that into your internal vibrational cue. Okay, so really, really pay attention to how you're feeling and your emotions about things. The negative as well as the positive. When you place your attention on something, you are literally telling the universe you would like to experience this in your reality. You are telling the universe you want to experience this regardless of whether it is something pleasant or not. This means that if your focus is on a violent TV show or antagonistic conversations, then you are asking for experiences in your life that are of similar vibrations. If you do not wish to experience something in your reality, then don't focus on it or don't bring your awareness to it. As far as the universe or source is concerned, there is no judgment on what you ask for in life. Whether you ask for something you deem as negative or something you deem as positive matters not to the universe. As a result, if you put your focus on something you really, really don't want to experience, you intensify the asking request of this undesired situation by your emotions and your focus. Again, just to make sure, we're clear on this, if you're not aware, you as a creative being came to this planet to experience everything, as to experience yourself, as a godlike being in physical form, okay? You didn't come here just to only perceive things that are good for you. You came here to experience, again, yourself as a creative being. And that light, whatever you ask for, whether you see it as positive or negative, will get answered. Whether that answer request manifests itself in your reality will depend on your allowing. Okay? Now, automatically creating a desire for more. When you experience something you do not like, you automatically, whether you're aware of it or not, ask for something more to your liking. Can you remember a time when you experienced something negative in your life? Now, can you remember also wanting something that was different to this experience and more to your liking? This is what's happening on a regular basis. As a result, you basically send out two asking requests to the universe, one that is not to your liking and one that is to your liking. So as an example of this, let's say that, okay, there's a fruit that you eat, okay, and you really, 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 it was bitter, sour, it was just not to your liking. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're asking for something that's sweet, that's more to your liking, and basically that is of a different vibration. So that's also going into your internal vibrational cue, okay? As well as what you didn't like. That goes in there too. The issue is that most people spend their time on what they didn't like and stay at that vibrational level, which means they're just going to be matched to that vibrational level, as opposed to focusing on what they do want and raising their vibration so they become a vibrational match to the higher vibration, okay? So naturally, no one wants to think that they are asking for the undesired. However, because you have placed your focus on it, you have placed it in your internal vibrational cue. Of course, again, you have also placed that which is desired into your internal vibrational cue as well. If you stay tuned, again, sign up for our newsletter so you can get up-to-date information on our next webinar. We will get into more details about all aspects of the law of attraction. But you can also purchase my latest book called Healing in the Law of Attraction. In the book, I go over the aspects of the law of attraction, how disharmony is created in your life, spirituality and healing, and its importance of this whole dynamic of being in touch with your non-physical self, okay? I discuss techniques to raise your vibrational level to health, and there's a Q&A section to answer questions about the law of attraction, specific ailments, and really how to maximize your efforts toward healing your mind, body, and spirit. Now, while you may think that you really don't need this, say you're trying to manifest tons of money or whatever, really, this book is very pivotal for any aspect of consciously creating with the law of attraction, because mostly what's holding you back from manifesting the abundance of money is your belief system, what's in your subconscious mind. And becoming aware of that, and simple steps that you can take to raise your vibrational level beyond that, so that you feel more confident, so that you're attracting more abundance, so you're letting go of all those past experiences that are of a lower vibration, that are in your internal vibrational queue, and you're becoming a match to the higher vibrations in your internal vibrational queue. Now, you can purchase this book on my website by seekwithinyou.com/store. It is also available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, both the ebook and the paperback. If you're just interested in the in the ebook, you can go to Google Play and soon to be on iBooks. Not currently yet on there, but will be soon. Okay, so in review of our lecture, this is a creative universe and a matching vibrational universe. Okay? You ask by your focus, thoughts, what you say, your words, your actions, etc. What you focus on gets put into your internal vibrational queue at a certain frequency. Most of your asking is done subconsciously based on previous experiences. Okay? So this becomes the autopilot asking, because again, from your experiences, it goes into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind sends out thoughts. These subconscious thoughts, which go into your internal vibrational queue. The more experiences you have in a certain area, the more energy you have in your internal vibrational queue, because these experiences are just continuously being put into your asking queue. So you're asking for more and more and more. So if you think about like how you attract certain types of relationships, let's say, people who have characteristics that are very similar. If you look at your relationships, you'll find similarities in the partners that you attract. And so that's basically, again, because you're asking from that certain vibrational level. You haven't raised your vibrational level high enough to start attracting someone of a different, higher vibrational level, because you keep getting experiences. Let's say the person you're attracting is abusive, just for ease of conversation. They're abusive, that's a lower vibration. That experience gets put into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind sends out thoughts, and that goes into your internal vibrational queue. Because you have more and more experiences at that low level, we'll call it 20, you have tons, 5,000 times tons more of that 20 vibrational level, which means you keep attracting that type of person, and then you get more experiences, and then it's like a loop. It just keeps going on and on and on. And so it's basically, when you're consciously creating, it's a dual effort. You're learning to focus on what you want, right? And so when you focus on what you want, that experience of what you want gets put into your internal vibrational queue as well. And so it's really about building more momentum in the area of what you want. So let's say supportive relationships are a level of 60. So the more you can focus on that level of 60, the more you can start attracting those type of relationships into your reality. Okay, so you ask by collective thoughts, but you can raise your consciousness above this, okay? We don't like to give a percentage as far as the collective consciousness and what percentage of the mind it is, because, again, at any point you can raise your vibrational level above this. So collective thoughts, why it is always there and it always be there as you are here as a creative being on this planet, you are not subjected to each and every level of it unless you allow yourself to be. Feelings and emotions are vibrational boosters. So they intensify the asking request. So feelings and emotions can play a very positive role in adding more energy into your internal vibrational queue for something that you really, really, really want. Okay, but they also can be not so good and bring about experiences that you really don't want if you have a lot of feelings and emotions towards something that you really, really, really don't want. Like say again in a relationship, your partner does something you really, really, really don't want, and you have very strong emotions towards you argue about it, all this, you're just putting more energy in that area, which means you're asking for more of that, okay? You can ask for the negative or the positive. There's no judgment from the universe as far as what you ask, but if you really want to, maximize your potential here as creative beings, it's good to ask for things that are more to your liking, right? Wouldn't we all just love that? Things that we want. Only things that we want. Nothing that we don't want, right? Okay. That which is undesired automatically causes a desire for more. So you see something you don't like, whether you're aware of it or not, you automatically ask the universe for something that you do like. Now, for those who would like additional help, I do offer Law of Attraction Workshop. We have our next one coming up next year, August 16 to 17, in Sedona, Arizona. Beautiful Sedona, Arizona. If you've never been there, it's definitely a place that you would want to visit in your lifetime. It's very highly spiritual in the energy that's there. It's really a great way to transform your subconscious thoughts and who you are, connect more deeply to your source. It's a great place for these. There are several highly energetic places on the planet, and Sedona is definitely one of them. Okay. For the workshop, I offer a one-to-one consultation before the workshop to kind of direct your attention, your focus, and really set your intentions for what you want to experience. And then after the workshop, there's continuous support with an online video library to help support you in your journey, as well as we do monthly webinars, monthly coaching webinars for those who have attended workshops. I also offer Law of Attraction coaching as a thank you for joining me for the webinar. You get a 20% discount. You can find out more information on my website, seekwithinyou.com. You can also go to our training site to sign up for the Law of Attraction healing course that we have going on. The next one is January. It's a group coaching section where we focus on healing your mind, body, and spirit, basically healing what's holding you back so that you can become the greatest version of yourself, whatever that version is, whatever your highest thought about yourself is, letting go of all the things that are holding you back, again, mostly subconscious, so that you can heal your body, become healthy again. You can heal yourself emotionally, feel more confident about what you want to attract, better jobs, better relationships, all of these things. That's all Law of Attraction healing. Okay? Now, do we have any questions? Happy to be of assistance. And again, for those, for those who would like more guidance or have questions, you can ask them here, of course, in the chat, or you can just contact me for a free consultation. You'll find the links on my website. And I really thank you for joining me. This was a pleasure as always. I really get excited for these monthly webinars. It's a way for me to share my passion and information to all those who are open to hear it. So it's great, and I hope you can join me in Sedona for the Law of Attraction workshop in August of next year, or just the online group coaching in January. That's going to be a wonderful experience, great way to learn. We're going to talk about meditation, spiritual guidance, and give you actual techniques that you can use to, again, change your subconscious mind and start living the life that you desire. As always, thank you. Namaste.